So we are starting with the paper. April 2025. April 2025. So if you are there, the question says, with reference to responsibility accounting, examine 4 types of responsibility centers. So, types of responsibility centers. Now, these ones we know very well. We know them very well. Just open where you have them.
Which chapter?
Remember, it is in which chapter? There's a minute. You're not remembering them offhand. So there are 4 of them. Here they are. Why is it stopping to share? This is chapter 9. The responsibility centers, we have 4 of them. One is the cost center. You can see the notes, eh?
Yes.
Yeah. So what we expected are 2 things. One is you mentioned the name. It's called responsibility center. Number 2, you tell us responsibility is judged on what? So judged on amount of costs. So the manager is judged on amount of costs. Amount of costs. And the third thing that you could say production cost variances. Production cost variances are used. So those are the 3 things, but we expected the candidate to state 2 of them. The name, what we look for, and how that is measured. Joel, good morning.
Good morning, mwalimu.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
We are looking at the paper of April 2025. Haya. So, the next one is revenue center. Now, revenue center, it is judged based on revenues. It is judged on amount of revenues. And what they use to judge that, sales price variances are used. Sales variances are used. That is what they use to judge the performance. Number 3 is profit center. Profit center. Now, in the profit center, it is judged on profits. It's judged on profits. And what do we use to measure this? It is the profit ratios. Profit ratios will be used in measuring this. Then number 4 is called the investment center. Now, investment center, it is judged on the basis of capital budgeting decisions. Capital budgeting decisions. Capital budgeting decisions. And here in the capital budgeting decisions, we use return on investment, residual income, and EVA. That is what we use. That's what we use in judging the responsibility centers. Judging the responsibility centers. So we expected a candidate to respond that way to be able to get the 8 marks. So I think that is good enough. Proceed. Part B. Zeco Television Limited is considering launching a new television set branded Mega to complement its existing product line. Currently, it makes Fever television set, which it intends to retain. The company has the following options. 1. Continue making product Viva. In this case, the number of customers would be expected to remain at 6,000 per annum. Operation costs would stay at current level of 16,000 per television set per annum. The selling price per television set is 38,000. This profit margin is expected to continue. Option 2. Zeco Television can acquire perfect information from consultants at a cost of shillings 50 million before launching Mega. The expected profits are as follows under the 3 states of nature. So we are given optimistic, most likely pessimistic. Option 3. Zeco Television can launch the Mega television without market survey. If this occurs, there is a 75% chance that there is competition from rival firms. The company aims to achieve a target profit of 180 million per annum from this option. The management accountant estimates annual profits in this situation would be as follows. So we are given with competitors and without competitors, various states. Now, using a decision tree approach and ignoring time value of money, determine the expected value and recommend the optimal option to choose, probability of failing to break even for option 3 only, and probability that the company will at least break even, will at least achieve the target profit for option 3 only. So, when you are given that, and you are told to draw a decision tree, the first thing is to come up with to identify the options. So we have 3 options. We have option 1, 2, and 3. Those are the 3 options. Now, for option 1, there is nothing much. Things just remain the way they are. Things just remain. But for option 2, there are 3 possibilities, 3 possible outcomes. 3 possible outcomes. Optimistic, most likely, and pessimistic. And for option 3, there are 6 possibles. Now, first of all, we can have with competition or without competition. Then, when we have that, each of these is going to generate 3 possibilities. Each of these is going to generate 3 possibilities. So sasa hizo ndio tunastahili kuchorea the tree and be able to advise accordingly. Be able to advise accordingly. So what you do, you estimate the graph itafika wapi ama the chart itafika wapi. So maybe mine I can estimate ifike hapa. So nikiestimate ifike hapa. Hapa ndio nitaweka payoff. Then hapa nitakuwa na decision tree. Decision tree. Decision tree. Oh, nishatoa yenye nilikuwa nimechora. Ilikuwa namna hii. 3 options. This one is on its own. These are 3. These. So, there are 10 tails. There are 10. So unapanga 10 tails hapa. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So unaipanga hivyo. Kisha ipanga hivyo, unakuja hapa unachora this is 1 here. Then hii ya hapa video number 2 ndio iko na hawa. Then the same case. Okay. Now here we have I told you options. Options are drawn using incomplete rhymes. Options are drawn using incomplete rhymes. Options are drawn using incomplete rhymes. So this is option 1. This is option 2. And this is option 3. This one we can call it number 6. Hi. So sasa, option 1, we are told so here we just continue with the making of fever. So let me just call it fever. Ama ningeiweka hapa. This is fever and this is mega. Even this one is mega. This is mega. So hata hiyo inaweza baki tu hapo. The probability for this is obviously 1.0. Then option 2, we have optimistic. Optimistic. We have most likely. We have pessimistic. We have optimistic. We have most likely. Pessimistic. Optimistic. Most likely. Pessimistic. Aya. Now this one is competitors. Hapa no competitors. No competitors. Competitors and no competitors. Haya. So the next thing now ni kujaza probabilities, And option 2, the probability here is 0.6. This is 0.3. And we have 0.1. Haya. This other one. And with competitors, it is 0.3, 0.4, and 0.3. Then 0.5, 0.3, and 0.2. Now this one, we are not given the probabilities, But what happens now in that case when there are two, you just take them as half-half. It's half-half. So this one will be 0.5. This one will be 0.5. As in competitors or no competitors. Higher. For the payoffs, we will need a working for payoff here for this one. Working or workings. So for the payoff, workings.
Excuse, teacher.
Yes, Carol.
Option 3, we have been told that there is 75% chance that there is competition from rival firms.
Oh, imepeanwa. Okay. Thank you.
So
Thank you.
competitors is 0.
It has escaped me. Nasema kama haujapewa. Oh, sawa. So kama tumepewa, then it is like this. Kwa nime escape. But I've said kama hujapewa, you take it to be 50-50. Okay, good. Thank you. So we go to payoff. Now payoff, hii ya kwanza for option 1. Option 1, we are told that we continue, the customers are 6,000. The cost is 16 and the selling price is 38. So we are going to have 38,000. You minus 16,000. That will give you the profit per customer. Then you multiply by the number of customers, 6,000. So work out that. When that's 2 million. So hiyo ndio utaweka hapa 132. Let's work with our figures being in millions. Shillings in millions. For the others, we are already given. At the optimistic, for option 2, it is 200 million. So this one does not require working. The next one is 150. The next one is 100. Then, at the with competitors, we have 220. We have 200. We have negative 80. We have 200. We have 150. And we have 100. Fika where I am now, sema yes. Yes, Caro. Yes, Joy. Good. So the next is expected monetary values. Expected monetary values. So the expected monetary values, you compute for each. So number 1, it is just 1 times 1.2. So the answer there is 1.2. Hiyo haina maneno. Option 2, it is 0.6 times 200 plus 0.3 times 150 plus 0.1 times 100. $122.
No, it's 175, sorry.
Nawe Joel, unapata nini? Okay. Haya, number 3, it is 0.3 times 220 plus 0.4 times 200 plus 0.3 times negative 80. $122. Number 4, it is 0.5 times 200 plus 0.3 times 150 plus 0.2 times 100. $165. When you go to number 5, sasa utasema 0.75 times what you have in number 3, 122 plus 0.25 times what you have in number 4, 165. And that's 2.75. Then number 6. So number 6, because we have incomplete trains going out. We have incomplete trains going out. Now there you don't multiply, you select the highest. So it is the highest. It is the highest at nodes 1, 2, and 3. At nodes 1, 2, and 3. No, not 3, 5. Node 5. Because these lines inaenda kwa number 1, inaenda number 2, inaenda number 5. So nodes 1, 2, and 5. So 1 iko na 132, 2 iko na 175, na 5 iko na 132. So we pick this one, 175. So hiyo 75 imepatikana kwa number 2 hapa. So you come and mark that way. You come and mark that way. So the question it was asking us to get using the decision tree, which you have drawn, we get the expected value we have gotten and recommend the option to choose. So our advice or our recommendation is that they should go for option 2. Take option 2. That's the recommendation. It's the one with the highest highest expected monetary value. Higher. Number 2, probability of failing to break even for option 3. Failing to break even So the probability will be, we are told in option, in option 3 only. Yeah. So failure to break even means your costs are more than your revenues. Because at break even, total revenue is equal to total costs. And because these are payoffs, these are profits, then where we are below 0, that means we are not breaking even. And it is only 1 point we are below 0, this one. So the probability would be this, 0.3 and this one. These are called joint probabilities. Unastahili kuifuata yote hivi, penye zimeshikana. Joint probabilities. Because this is 30% of this. Yeah. $0.225. Higher. Probability that the company will at least achieve the target profit. Achieve target profit. Achieve target profit. So the probability is where you are going to achieve. Tumeambiwa the target is to achieve 180. So it is 180 or more. So where we have 180 or more, ya kwanza in option 3, tuko na hii, this one. So it will be 0.3 times 0.75 all. So when you say all, it becomes plus. These are the one. 0.4 times 0.75 all. Hata hii 0.5 times 0.25 all. Hakuna ingine, so ni hizo tu. Hizo ndio zimepita 180. Hizo ndio zimepita 180. $0.65. Haya. So I think we are done with that question. Kama uko na swali uliza, kama hauna tunasonga to the next one. Yes, Joel.
Mwalimu, I was wondering,
Huh.
in option option 2, Zesco Television can acquire perfect information from consultant at a cost of 50 million before the launching. I was wondering about that amount, or was it just a distraction?
I did not remember it. I did not remember that. Kama yangu haijaamka kabisa. So the implication for that was tungeiweka hapa. Iweke hapo na uweke ikiwa negative, Iweke hapo na uweke ikiwa negative. Then where we computed the expected monetary value, so that means we are going to change several things. Where we computed the expected monetary value for number 2, utasema minus 50. Rudi hapo useme minus 50. I think ndio tulikuwa nayo 175. So then it will be 125. So rudi hapo kwa option 2, kwa number 2, kwa expected monetary value yenye tulikuwa nayo hapo, useme minus 50. Upate 125. Haya, ukishapata hiyo, tuende nao kwa number 6. Number 6 tulisema tutachagua the highest. So the highest tulikuwa tuna compare number 1, number 2 na number 5. So nakumbuka number 5 ilikuwa na 132.5. So that means in our recommendation we are going, so sasa hapo kwa number 6, kwa number 6 utaandika 132.5. Is that so? Is that what we had?
Yes.
Yes.
So that's sasa hiyo ndio the highest. And therefore, sasa hatuta mark hapa, sijui utarabu aje wewe. Yangu ni rahisi hivyo. You come and mark here. Hiyo imepatikana kwa number or number 5. So that means our recommendation should be number 3. Our recommendation should be number 3. Yeah. So everything else remains. Hakuna kitu ingine imekuwa affected. Just those 3. The EMV, karudi 125. The EMV at number 6, sasa ikakuwa 132.5. Alafu the recommendation imekuwa number 3. Those are the changes. Thank you very much. Any other concern? Good. If we are okay, let's cross to question number 2. Question number 2, whereby we are told, discuss 4 salient features of just-in-time inventory. I gave you an assignment when you were in class to look at the features of just-in-time. I remember that one I gave you as an assignment, just-in-time. And in our notes here, you can see just-in-time. This is the inventory strategy where companies employ increase efficiency and decrease waste by receiving goods only as they are needed in the production process, thereby reducing inventory costs. Production runs remain short. The method reduces cost by eliminating warehouse. Companies spend less money on raw materials. Disruptions, the disadvantages are disruptions in the supply chain. A sudden order that surpasses expectations may delay delivery, and the supplier of raw material can have a breakdown. So when you are told to discuss the salient features, those are the key features of just-in-time. Number 1 is goods are ordered to be received when needed for production. Yeah. So you order raw materials. Actually, I should have talked of raw materials. That's the correct word. Still okay. So you order raw materials to be received exactly at the time you need them for production. Number 2, goods are completed or finished goods. Let me now change that and I talk of finished goods are completed exactly when the customer is ready to pick them or to take them. Yeah. So the items that you produce. Yeah. So the result of these 3 is that warehousing is eliminated. Warehousing and its related costs are eliminated. Yeah. So that is the result of the first two, that warehousing and its related costs are eliminated. Number 3, we require proper infrastructures are required. Yeah, you must have proper infrastructure, transport and communication. Yeah. Something else is that potential to cause delay or to cause shortage costs. There's potential that there can be shortage costs because kama tunasema customer alikuwa ameambiwa akuje saa 10, tutakuwa tumemaliza. And for some reasons, maybe our machine ikaharibika, supplier akachelewa kuleta, we have shortages, including idle time. Actually, I should have said shortage cost and idle time costs. Idle time costs. Because there are times our staff will be idle, and so on and so on. So you can continue with that discussion that way. Yeah. And the beauty, when we are marking some of these things, we are not so specific. Bora umeongelea something close to just in time. Yeah. So usiwahi acha swali ya theory ikiwa unanswered. Just try to give some materials about it. So I think that is okay. We proceed to part 2. Part B of the question. Part B of the question inasema, Maziwa Sacco Limited is a company that buys and processes milk and milk products. Maziwa Sacco Limited also sells this milk and milk products internationally. The company has 2 divisions. Roko Branch Division is located in country K, where it buys milk from Roko farmers and processes it. The processed milk is exported to Overseas Branch Division and external customers. Overseas Branch Division is located in country T. Overseas Branch Division is where the milk is further processed into powdered milk and rebranded. The powdered milk is then sold to external customers. The functional currency of country K is shillings. That's what we call the reporting. While that of country T is shillings TS. That's the 2 countries use different taxation rates, but double taxation relief applies to both countries to eliminate double taxation effect. The budgeted information for the month of April, we have the market selling price, the external selling price of the processed milk per liter, the cost of rebranding per liter, variable cost per liter, monthly fixed costs, external demand for processed milk, demand from Overseas Branch Division, production capacity, sales of rebranded powdered milk. Additional information. The currency of country T would be translated into the functional currency of country K for external reporting. The prevailing exchange rate applicable between the 2 countries is 1:20. Production of 1 liter of powdered milk requires an input of 1 1/4 of processed milk. A transfer pricing policy of Maziwa Sacco is that Roko Branch Division must satisfy demand from Overseas Branch for processed milk before selling any to external customers. Roko Branch Division transfers for the processed milk is at marginal costs plus 10% markup per litre. The corporation rate of taxation on company net profits is 30% in country K and 28% in country T. Now, in columnar format, prepare a profit statement that shows the budgeted post-tax net profit in Kenya shillings. If marginal cost plus markup transfer pricing policy is adopted, your profit statement should show sales and cost split into external and internal transfer where appropriate. Good. So that question combines the topic of, actually it is the wider topic of pricing, because pricing is where we have transfer pricing, the internal and the external. So we are going to panga namna hii. The statement of profit or loss. Statement of profit or loss. So kwanza tutapanga hapa details ndio tujue zitafika wapi. Details, the first thing, as you know from your knowledge in transfer pricing, we will have the sales revenue. Now this sales revenue, we have the internal and then we have the external. You can get the total or you can leave it. Higher. Then from there you say less variable costs. Now the variable costs that come in the world of transfer pricing, the first one is transfer. The transfer in. The transfer in. The next one that comes in, is own production. Own production. The third one that should come in, although it's not going to apply here, is if there is external, if the receiving department can buy from outside. I told you the third cost you can find there is what is the external purchase. Sasa hatuna hiyo. So with this tunaweza funga tupate contribution kwanza. We get the contribution. So that we say less monthly fixed costs. So we say less fixed costs because they could be several. So here they are just calling them monthly. So it's just one. So if it's just one, when you less it, what you get is called profit before tax. Profit before tax. Then you less the corporate tax. Corporation tax. And when you less the corporation tax, you now get the profits after tax. the profit after tax. And that will be the end of the statement. So, with that, now we have the local branch. We have overseas branch. Overseas branch. And we have the company itself now. Let me just call the company. Let me just call it the company. Or if you wish to write the full name, wanaitwa Maziwa Sacco. Kuandika the full name. Yes. Maliza kuchora hivyo, sema yes. Good. So we can have the workings now. We can have the workings. Can have the workings. Now the first working, tukifuata additional information, tuna currency conversions. Currency conversions. Currency conversions. So the first one is selling price. So selling price, or rather, instead of keeping on repeating, yeah, but you know we are only converting from overseas, so there is no need even of writing. So selling price. Selling price, it is 4,000 in Tanzania shillings. And we are told 1 Kenya shillings is equals to T shillings. So do I divide, do I multiply? What should I do to get the Kenya shillings? Yeah, good, we divide. So it is going to be the 4,000. You divide by 20. This must be 200 Kenya shillings. I think it's good with able. It's Kenya shillings, 200. Rebranding costs. Rebranding costs. Rebranding costs is 2,100. You divide by 20. That gives you Kenya shillings gapi. 105. And then fixed costs. Fixed cost is 24 million. You divide by 20. Upate Kenya shillings ngapi? $1,200,000. $1,200,000. Haya. So from there, I don't think we don't have any other currency to convert. Tuende kwa information 3 inasema the production of 1 liter of powdered milk requires an input of 1.25 liters of processed milk. Haya, alafu that one we are going to respond together with information 4 that the transfer pricing policy is that local branch must satisfy demand from the overseas branch for processed milk before selling any to external demand. So let's handle the internal demand. Let's compute that. Internal demand. So internal demand, they are saying that 1.25 is 1.25 liters are giving us 1 liter for the output. They're giving us 1 liter for the output, the powdered. Now, the sales for the branded powdered milk, they want to make 200,000. They want to make 200,000. So 200,000 liters will require how many? So this one becomes 1.25 times 200. You divide by 1. Ndio tujue what is the internal demand. $250,000. Liters. So the external demand met. The external demand that you can meet. The external demand met is there is production capacity of the 400. So kwanza unatoa hii 250,000. 250. So we have 150. Yes. So in as much as the outside market requires 320 liters from the local branch, we can only be able to Oh, hii 250 walikuwa washatukomputia Oh, okay. Hii 250. Nilikuwa nimeshangaa. You can see it there. So they had already computed for us demand from overseas. Yeah, good. Yeah. Haya, so sasa tukiwa namna hiyo, the next thing now is to fill the figures. I don't know whether you have working space here. Mine nikisema shillings in thousands. Na kitu ingine walisema number 45. Local branch division transfer price for the processed milk is marginal cost plus 10% markup per liter. So we need to get the transfer price in our workings. Transfer price down there. Transfer price. This is the marginal cost plus. So marginal cost, remember, it is the variable cost. Marginal cost is the variable cost. So the variable cost of making a 1 liter in a local branch is 40. So it is 40 plus 10%. Plus 10%. So tell me that to be what? The transfer price is 44. So if the transfer price is 44, nafikiria tumerespond kwa all the additional information except tax yenye tutakuja baadaye. So hapa the internal wanauza 250 at 44. Internal atauza 250 at 144. Not 144, at 44. 250 at 44. 11 million. So we can work with the, okay, now that I had already said the thousands, then I'll put 11,000 that way. Then how to overseas? How to overseas? Their sales are 200. They are selling 200 and their sales price is 200. The selling price is 200. Now their demand, the external demand is 200. Oh, sorry, sio ya hapo. Sio ya hapo, sorry for that. Hiyo sio ya hapo. Hapo ni kwa internal. So kwa internal hiyo tumemaliza. So hiyo nilifaa kuandika hapa. Kwa external. Nilifaa kuandika hapo 40,000. Alafu nirudi nyuma hapa niandike the external ya Roko. The external ya Roko wanauza, tumesema they will sell 150. So it is 150 and the transfer, the external price is 70. It's 70. $10,500. So 10,500 ukiongezea kwa hii itakuwa 50,500. 50,500. Remember, the internal does not go to the company. The internal does not. So internal itakuja hapa. Hapa ndio kuna hii 250 at 44 which is 11,000. Lakini haiendi huko. Then the own costs. So this one will have produced 400. Will have produced 400. This plus this at 40 shillings. 440 at 40. $17,600. Huh? Is that really? 400 times 40. It's 400 times 40. Yes. 16,000. Higher. Well, overseas, they are converting these. Now, the conversion cost of rebranding processed milk per liter. So they are rebranding. So the liters that watapata 250 liters. Watapata 250 liters. Hizo ndio wana rebrand. So sio hii ya 200. 200 is the output. So the one that they shall rebrand, they're rebranding at 105. $26,250. Now add this to this. 26 plus that plus 16. $42,250. Now subtract. Tukuje hapa. This plus this, you minus 16. $5,500. Higher. This one, 40 minus these two. $27.50. Then ile ingine Is it 77 ama 82? 82.50. Joel, is it 77 or 82? Now hakikishe, they should always add here. This plus this should agree with this one. Yeah, good. Then the monthly fixed cost in the Rocco branch, it's 1.5, so 1,500 hapa. Na huyu mwingine tuliona ni 1.2. So this will be 2,700,000. So this one before tax must then be 4,000. This must be 1,550. Na ile huko ni 5,550. $5,550. Then corporate tax. Corporate tax in Kenya is 28%. No, it's 30%. So 30% of the 4,000. $1,200. And this other one is 28%. $434. So when you add this tax, it will be $1,634. So this is 2,800. This other one is 1,000. 116. Is it 16? Oh, sorry, 1116, not 16. And the last one. $39.16. Yeah. So that is how we were supposed to respond. Any question there? Okay, so if we are good there, let's cross over to question 3, which is asking us part A, distinguish between sunk costs and opportunity costs. Sunk costs. Now sunk ni ile ishazama hiyo. So what we expected the candidate to tell us is to say sunk costs are past costs. Are past costs which can never be recovered. Which can never be recovered. while opportunity costs is the benefits foregone. Benefits foregone. That's all. When you are marking that, marking the sum, okay? We were only looking at the word past or historical or already incurred, anything talking about the past tense. That's the key thing. Then for the opportunity cost, we are looking at the lost benefits or the foregone benefits, or any other word that you can use to describe that. And that's all. You get your format. Part B. Trade enterprise is a manufacturer of handmade beaded bangles. The firm is currently operating at 80% of its capacity of 7,500 direct labor hours per month. The firm's production cost per bangle is, we have material, direct labor, manufacturing overheads, total cost. Now, variable manufacturing overhead cost is 15 per direct labor hour, and the firm allocates fixed manufacturing overhead to units produced based on their labor time. The selling price of each bangle is 105. The firm has enough demand to run at the current operating level for the next 6 months. The company's current policy does not allow for overtime, and therefore any special orders whose labor time exceeds the current capacity will either be rejected or would affect normal production. Now, Trade Enterprise has received a special order of 10,000 bangles to be delivered within 2 months at 75. Advice: the management of Trade Enterprise on whether the order should be accepted. Okay. Now, one of the things that affected students is the interpretation of this statement. The firm is currently operating at 80% of its capacity of 7,500. So the question was, is 7,500 80% or 100%? What do you think? Kama wewe ulikuwa kwa hiyo room. So 85% of, yeah, so if you tell me that is 85% or 80% of 75, in other words, you are telling me 75% ndio, or rather 7,500 ndio 100. That's the correct interpretation. So, number one, current production, or not current production, current capacity, current operating capacity in hours. You are going to say 100% is 7,500 hours. So 80% is how many hours? So this shall be 80 times 7,500. You divide by 100. 6 million or 6,000. 6,000 hours. It should be 6,000, Carol. Higher. The next thing is current operating capacity in units. Current operating capacity in units. Or what we are told is we are able to make 1 unit using 30 minutes. So 1 unit is taking us 30 minutes. So it's 0.5 hours. It's 0.5 hours. So the question we need to ask ourselves is, with 6,000 hours, how many units are we producing? So this now will be 6,000 times 1. You divide by 0.5. $12,000 units. 12,000 units. Higher. The third thing that we need to do is to come here and say total operating capacity. Total operating capacity. Capacity in units. The total that we can do in units. So we will just argue from here to say 6,000 hours are giving us 12,000 units. So now that at the total capacity, we have 7,500 hours, how many units are those that we can afford? And this turns to be 12,000 times 7,500. You divide by 6,000. $15,000. 15,000 units. So that is the total capacity. So number 4 is the current idle capacity in units. The current idle capacity in units. The current idle capacity in units. We have 15,000. Na tumeona right now, we are producing what? 12. The person who has joined, what is your name? Tell us your name. The person who has joined using Samsung, you can chat or speak. Let us know your name Otherwise utawekwa nje tu sahi. Haya, so the idle capacity is 3,000. But now here, we have been told we require to do the order in 2 months. So in 2 months' time, idle capacity in 2 months will be 3,000 times 2. This is not hours. These are units. Sorry. These are units. So it will be 6,000 units. It will be 6,000 units. The person who has just joined, tell us your name. Aye. So, the order that has come, it is 10,000. So if the order is accepted, units lost. If new order is accepted, because tunaambiwa by information 4 that you cannot be able to work overtime, so you either reject or you affect normal production. So the new order is coming with 10,000 and it should be delivered within 2 months. So within 2 months, tumeona, if we maintain our normal order, we have an idle capacity of 6,000. So if we were to accept the order, that means we'll have to give way for the 4,000. The 4,000 will have to give way. The normal demand of 4,000 will have to give way. So we are told to advise on whether the order should be accepted. The order should be accepted. Now, for us to judge that, there is another working we require. Contribution margin. Contribution margin per unit of normal demand. Per unit of normal demand. Contribution margin. So we are told the selling price is 105. You minus the materials, which are variable costs. You minus labor, which is 30. You minus variable overheads. Variable overheads, we are told, is 15 per labor hour. So it will then be 15 times 0.5. Because contribution margin is the is what? Is the selling price minus variable costs. So give me that figure now. 42.5. So if it is 42.5, we can still have, now with those workings, now we can have, I think we have everything we require. Let us now come and have the decision analysis. The decision analysis, we can give it as a table now instead of giving it as a working. The decision analysis of accepting the order. If the order is accepted, so first of all, we will have the revenue. The revenue is 10,000 because these guys are coming to buy 10,000 units at a price of 75. So give me that. 750,000. Now you less material costs. So material cost utasema ni 10,000 times this one. 10,000 times the 4,000. No, the 25. $250,000. Labor costs. It is the 10,000 times 30. This should be 300,000. Variable overheads. It is 10,000 times 15 times 0.5. This one. $25,000. Then you must factor lost contribution. Lost contribution. This is what we call the opportunity cost. We are going to lose this 4,000. And each one was giving us 42.5. Each one was giving us 42.5. $170,000. So get the net profit. When you subtract negative 45,000. So what do you advise? Should we accept or reject? Yeah, we should reject. The offer. Yeah. And finally tunaulizwa, sorry tumepitisha time, but let's just finish this. Based on your answers in B, at what price would the company be indifferent? So at indifference point, whether to accept or not to accept, revenue should be equal to cost in this case. So if revenue should be equal to cost, so let P to be the price. Then 10,000 P should be equal to these 250,000 plus these 300,000 plus these 75,000 plus these 170,000. So from there, so uniambie P. That's the point at which they will be indifferent. Where we are at 0. I told you indifference is the point at which options are equally good. Options are equally good. $79.5. Yeah, so that is the answer. Hope we are in agreement. Good. So if that is the case, we call it a lesson at that point. We will pick up from there in our next lesson. Good day.